Hi, it's Miss Lesley from Youth Guidance Mentoring Academy, and today we'll be reading Waiting for Amos by Monica Kulling. Ooh, look at this. This is all watercolor painted. Ooh, so pretty. My favorites. Waiting for Amos. Homer hopped onto the brown-gray rock. He looked with his frog eyes to the left. He looked with his frog eyes to the right. No Amos in sight. No Amos anywhere that I can see, said Homer, but Amos said he'd meet me this morning. He said to wait on the gray-brown rock. He said to wait, so I will. Homer snapped a big juicy fly with his long sticky tongue. Just then, Homer's friends, the ravens, flapped down beside him. They wanted to know what he was doing. Waiting, said Homer. Waiting is not doing, said Jack. Do something, said Mabel. That's right. Fly or caw or rummage. Mabel was already busy scratching the dust around the rock to see what she could find. Homer blinked. Amos said to wait on the gray-brown rock. He said he'd be here soon. Homer told them and grinned, a wide froggy grin. How would you do that? Soon, said Jack. You know how slow Amos is. Soon's a word he knows. Amos probably won't even get here today. I bet you a basket of beetles. He'll be here, said Homer. Come back at noon and you'll see. And don't forget the beetles. Jack and Mabel called out, Goodbye, Homer, and flew back to their nest. Soon Amanda Salamander slithered into sight. What's Homer doing? She wanted to know. Waiting for Amos, said Homer. Waiting always makes me tired, said Amanda. Why don't you go home to bed? It's a perfect day for sleeping. Besides, Amos is forgetful. He's probably already forgotten he's supposed to meet you here. You'll be sitting on that rock all day long for nothing. No, I won't, said Homer. Amos is my friend. He knows I'm waiting for him. Amanda called to her friend Florence Lizard. Homer is waiting, she told Florence. I don't know how long you can wait without getting hungry, said Florence. You should go home and eat flies. She was watching a big, fat horsefly buzzing around the rock. I can eat flies from where I'm sitting. Homer shot out his tongue and swallowed. See? He said. Homer, said Amanda, we'll bet you a snack of cicadas that Amos doesn't show up. Florence nodded as she settled down in the warm earth near the rock, her eyes closing. She's getting sleepy. It certainly was a perfect day for sleeping, and Homer did feel like going home for just a tiny nap. But Amos would arrive soon, and Homer didn't want to miss him. Go home and sleep if you like, he said, but Amos will be here by noon. You'll see. Instead of sleeping, you two should get busy and collect those cicadas. Goodbye, Homer, Amanda and Florence, as they slipped away. Before long, Ogden came by. What's new, he said. Nothing, replied Homer. I'm waiting for Amos. Waiting is boring, said Ogden. Try something exciting, like swimming or hopping or jumping. He clambered onto the back of the rock and he leapt as far as he could. Now's not the time for doing something exciting, replied Homer. Amos told me to wait here for him, right here. So waiting is what I'm doing. You'll grow old waiting for Pokey Amos. I bet you a flask of fireflies he never gets here. Look at all those fireflies he's gonna catch. The sun rose and the sun rose, and soon it was noon. Homer was still sitting on the gray-brown rock. All of his friends were gathered around waiting for Amos. But where was Amos? Homer looked right and Homer looked left, but there was no Amos anywhere. Homer was just about ready to give up, Homer was about to get ready to give up, waiting when gray-brown rock he'd been sitting on moved. It woke up and popped out its head. "Here I am, Homer," shouted Amos. "Right on time and plenty hungry. I hope your friends have brought lots to eat," said Amos. You bet we have," shouted everyone. "Let the picnic begin." Was Amos the turtle? He was the gray-brown rock all along. That's fun. Thank you for reading Waiting for Amos with me. Bye.